Hello everyone, welcome back to the Cursing Seamstress. I pulled my camera a little bit more to my left to see if that wouldn't get rid of some of the glare off my glasses. I hope that helps. Welcome back to another video. This will not be a long one. I have a few things to show you, things that I've been making over the past little over a week, I think, since I made the last video. Last time I told you about the sewing machine that I bought at a tag sale and estate sale. I've been using it. It's fine. It does good for what I need it to do. It does not have any bells and whistles on it. I've used it solely for straight stitch. Everything except for the stitching itself is manual, lifting up the presser foot, cutting the thread, all of that. It's taken some getting used to, but it's working. I'm able to leave my embroidery slash sewing machine set up strictly as an embroidery machine, and then doing the sewing that I need to be done on the Singer Scholastic. So it's working out okay. Another weakness of the machine is the lighting. My fath is very, very bright and I can see everything that I'm doing. Plus I use a floor lamp that has a gooseneck where I can adjust it to where I can see better when I'm taking out stitches or cutting threads or whatever. So I went on to Amazon and I started searching a little bit, and I found a magnifying glass slash light. It's put out by Ivation, I-V-A-T-I-O-N, and it's called clip-on slash stand 2x magnifier. And this is what the box looks like. And it says it's a clip-on leaning slash horizontal surface by metal clamp or stand on horizontal surface with pull-out legs, adjustable flexible metal arms, and 2 small clips for optimal view at desired distance. 2 white LEDs, runs on 3 AAA batteries. I really haven't made up my mind about this yet. I have my machine set up in the kitchen because I don't have another table where I can set it up in my sewing machine. So I've been kind of going back and forth between my sewing room and the kitchen, and the counter is not quite deep enough to clip on with the clamp. So that doesn't work. This is the clamp, and this is what it looks like when it's put together. These are these extra clips. I'm not quite sure how to use those. There's a little button on the back here where the light comes on. It's fine. The light is bright only when you're looking through the magnifying glass. If you're using this for a light alone, it doesn't work because the light's not very bright. So you just can't depend on it to shine a light on the surface that you want to be made brighter. But if you turn on the light, let's see if you can tell it's on, okay, and you look through here, it's much brighter. But otherwise, it's not. So I've worked with it a little bit. I positioned it actually on the top of my sewing machine. There's a carry handle, and I have clipped it on there and then kind of put this down. But it's a little awkward looking through this to magnify. But I'm still playing with it, and these are these little wings where you can just set it down on the counter or the table and it will support itself. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just need to work with it a little bit more, and I think I can use it for other things as well. Sometimes if I need to read some really small writing on a computer, like on the back of a computer or on a coin or a piece of jewelry or something like that, I think this will be a lot handier. But I forgot what I paid for it. It wasn't very much. I think it was about $20. And I went with the one that had the best ratings. And so anyway, we'll see how that goes. Couple of things that I've been sewing. I've been digitizing too, and I self-digitized this for my daughter. Again, she likes the water. Her husband likes to fish. She likes to fish. They like boating and things like that. This is a hand towel, a guest towel for kitchen or bathroom. And so I found this design and I digitized it, and I put their name in the center of it. And that's what it looks like. And I was able to, I'm definitely not an expert in using embroidered, and one of the challenges is to curve text or to make text follow a design. You know, if the design has an arc to it or a certain shape that you want the text to follow, and that's what this is. Don't know if you can tell, but there is a little bit of an arc here, and I was able to do that without too much of a problem. I think the design is just a little bit denser, and I actually redid it and made it less dense, but I'm really pleased with it. It's not too dense. It's not like a patch or anything like that. So I just need to hem this, and that's done. So let's see, I did another one. I digitized this myself. I'm not sure who this cat is, but I'm not selling him. It's not illegal to use copyrighted images if you're not selling them, and I'm not. This is on another dish towel. This dish towel is an over a handle kind of thing where you put a snap or a button here. But this is the little kitty that I did. He's real sweet, and he's a little dense too. And that's one of the issues when digitizing. I usually find that I have to make the stitches less dense than I'm doing. But he came out really cute. I'm kind of happy with him. And so that's that. I did want to show you, in the past I've shown you this topper here for a towel, and I modified the one that I had been using. This was the original that I made. I've used it many times. You can see all the pin holes in here. I modified it and made it smaller, and I made, you know, this long tab here that is the part that would fold over. It's much more angled and less round. This is quite a bit shorter than the prior one. This is a straight line rather than a curve. If you're interested in this has worked beautifully. I'll just measure. The base of this is 8 inches. That's the bottom. There is this little rise here, and that's 1 inch there. And then I'll give you this length right here of that fold over piece, and that is 4.5 inches. So from here to this angle is 4.5 inches. And you can see how I drew it out. I just drew perpendicular lines right here, and then went from there and marking up. And this really does work. I like it a lot. Just has a cleaner look to it. Seems to fit quite a bit better with the counter handle or whatever it is that you're using to have that piece go over and snap or button. I think I talked to you about this the time before. If you're doing a t-shirt and you're embroidering on the front of a t-shirt or the back of a t-shirt, and you want to avoid the itchiness of a full embroidery, and if the iron-on stuff is not really working for you to smooth out, you know, that sheer stuff that you can put on the inside so it's not scratchy for the child, an option is to embroider on another piece of fabric, and then sew on, cut that into a rectangle, and then sew it on your t-shirt. And that way, the only stitching that you have that goes through to the other side of the t-shirt is the straight stitch. And I did this for my daughter's friend. I embroidered, big and then bro on 2 pieces of an old t-shirt that I cut up, and I just sewed around the perimeter, and it's really cute. The sewing here, it's not going to fray, and it gives it sort of a distressed look like you see on a lot of stuff from Gap or other kids clothing. So I like that a lot. And again, the inside is quite smooth. It's not going to be irritating to a little kid's skin or anything. And I'm trying to think if I did put on a backing when I first did when I did the little rectangles with the words on there. I used a cutaway on that, so the cutaway stays on it, and I did sew through the cutaway when I sewed through the entire rectangle. So this little fella is going to be a big brother in another couple of months, I believe. I did a t-shirt for my grandson, the 4-year-old. I've had this design for quite a while. I've washed this already. I didn't put this grandson does not have real sensitive skin, so I just love this little design. It's a hot dog being carried by ants, and I'll get a little closer. It's really cute. I like that a lot. So that's for him. The next thing I did, I'll tell you the website where I got this. I was browsing. I keep all my sewing stuff. I try to bookmark places that I like to browse. And there is a fabric store called Girl Charlie, and it's the word girl, CHARLEE.com. And on there I found a pattern that they were selling called Funny Buddy Dog and Cat Pillow Pattern. And I looked at it and it was adorable. I didn't really read the instructions or click on the PDF that they offered, but just by looking at it, I mean, you could see it was pretty obvious how to make it. And so I used that as a guide, and I made some of these little pillows. This is the first one. What I had to do was they had, I think, for their face, they had appliqued and stitched around, cut out pieces of felt to make the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. But I used embroidered, and I just digitized a face for a dog. And so this is the first one that I made. He's cute as can be. This is where I sewed it, stitched it closed after I filled it with the polyfill stuff. I did fold over his ears, and I stitched across them to make them kind of flap over. I put little freckles on his face, or whatever those things that dogs have on their faces. I put the little colored circle around his eye, and he's really cute. He's nice and soft. He's cotton. There are no parts that could come off, no buttons or anything, no snaps that a little baby could get into trouble with. So he's the first one that I made. The one on their website has the face as being the longer part. The face actually comes down probably here, and the bottom is shorter. And I didn't really. I just looked at it quickly and just kind of went by memory. The second one that I made, I modified the ears a little bit. I made them a little bit wider. I didn't fold them over. I used this TP fabric that you've probably seen before. The back, I didn't have enough of the TP fabric, so it's just white. I didn't put the little freckles on him, but so that's number 2. I did add a little ribbon embellishment on there. The third one is my favorite. I showed you this dinosaur fabric before. I forgot what I made with it. I think I made some toppers for towels with it. It seems like I made something else. I can't remember what it was. So this is the bottom. These little dinosaurs here. Same on the back. And the dinosaurs, their faces are really different. Their teeth show, and their noses are don't know if you can see like that. And their eyes are kind of googly. So I made googly eyes up here, the nostrils, and the smiley face, and the teeth here. I made that with embroidered. I stuck this on there. I don't know what that is, maybe a little hat, or maybe, I don't know. And so that's him. Like I said, he's my favorite one. So I did those, and I like those quite a bit. If you're interested in that, you can go to their website and see what you think about their pattern. It was $6, but you really don't need to pay $6 for it. I just made 2 pieces. I made the head piece here, and I made the body piece. The head piece, let's see, the width of both is going to be 7 inches. The head I made, looks like it's about 5 inches. It's maybe 4 3/4. This is not an exact science. The body is 7 inches long, and what I did was I cut, you know, front and back pieces, and I went ahead and joined, you know, the first side. You know, you sew right sides together, of course, like that, and then, you know, open it up, and I top stitched across here. Did the same thing with the back, and I embroidered the face on here. And you know, if you want to do embellishments at that point, you can put a ribbon across here, whatever. And then after I did that, and of course you want to put your head or hair or whatever, you would want to fold that down here, and then pin, once you've got your front and back pieces, 2 pieces at that point, you put right sides together and you stitch. You know, you leave an opening down here and you stitch all the way around here, leave that opening, and then clip your seams, trim your corners, turn it right side out, stuff it, and then sew across that opening. I sew with the machine. You can sew by hand if you want to. And that's it. And you can do all kinds of things. Just for my grandchildren, I was thinking about doing a Batman and making the head with, you know, a Batman mask on it, and the body, putting, you know, the Batman bat symbol on here. I would not be allowed to sell that, but I thought that might be fun to work with embroidered. So that's all I have today. I hope you all are doing well. If you like this video, please subscribe and check back. I'll be back probably in another week or 2 with another video. All right, you guys take care.